You're listening to the Better Relationships After Baby podcast, where we believe your relationship can be better than ever after having a baby. But it does take tools, insights, and support to help you get there. I'm Chelsea. Join me and my husband, Mike, as we have honest conversations, provide valuable tips you can apply today, and root for you to have your best relationship ever. It's not only good for you and your family, it's good for the whole world around us. Now let's get into today's episode.
All right, let's start with something honest. The number one way to undermine the holidays for your family is not going to be the burnt rolls or forgotten gifts.
Oh no!
It's if you would bring a dysregulated, wound tight, resentful energy into every room and pretending like it's not affecting anybody.
You are opening this episode up like a dad who just stepped on Legos.
I'm not that mad.
Yeah.
But I mean, 'tis the season.
Okay, so this is not about shame.
At all.
Ever, but naming what's true. Because for the past few years, I have watched parents work to create these magical memories and forget something that really matters. The kids don't remember the matching pajamas. They remember how the holidays felt, how it felt around mom and dad.
Yeah, that really is the big piece. It's like right under our nose and we don't always see it. You're not just in the room, you're setting the room. Your nervous system broadcasts a signal, and when you're tight and rushed and everything's all wound up, others are going to match you through co-regulation. But if you have a steady presence, that also helps co-regulate. Okay. It's not theory, it's biology.
So a lot of us grew up probably feeling that. The energy in the home, whether calm or frantic or tense or rushed or peaceful, kind of becomes the backdrop of the holiday memory.
Yeah. You can have a house like full of decorations and gifts and events and traditions, right? But if the emotional climate is bad, right? That's what the nervous system remembers.
So our kids don't sit there thinking, wow, these adults must be under a lot of pressure right now.
No, they don't.
They think things like, are we okay? Is something wrong? Should I stay small and quiet?
Right. Kids don't have context. So they don't have, they have just instincts they're going on.
Yeah.
They're scanning the room for safety cues. Their bodies respond to whatever we put into the space. If you put your calm into the space they're in, or your chaos, that will become their lived, felt experience of the holiday.
So the emotional tone becomes the memory, even if you make everything look Instagram worthy on the outside.
That's right.
All right. Let's talk from a scientific stance for a moment. There is research from Harvard's Center on the Developing Child, such a cool thing to have, that tells us that kids store emotional memories more deeply than the details of any event.
Yeah. Gottman's research shows the same thing. Kids are more affected by household tension than logistical problems.
Okay.
They don't care if the tree is crooked. They care if you're snapping at everyone while you fix it.
Smiling for no reason. Not because it's been me. It's a tough one. Okay. The Polyvagal Theory, which we've talked about before, kind of adds this final piece that kids co-regulate with the adults around them. So their bodies literally are like calibrating to the state we bring them.
Yeah. I like to think of it too, like the nervous system is like taking photographs all season long, not of decorations, but like of the feelings.
Yeah.
And what Polyvagal Theory shows us is that safety isn't what you see, it's what you feel from an emotional vibe.
It's all vibes, man.
Good vibes.
Good vibes only.
Yeah, I had a Christmas like that, right? We probably all have had similar experience. Got the exact gift I wanted. It was awesome, right? But when I think back, I don't remember joy. I remember tension. Adults snapped at each other to get the morning started, right? And like everybody was walking on eggshells. And my body like held that as a memory that day and then stored it away like in long-term memory.
Right. And probably, like you said, a lot of us have that story where things, in a picture or a video collage look good on the outside, but maybe it felt tight on the inside or not safe, not great.
Yeah. And it's wild, right? Like how long of an impression that can be. Because a lot of us have childhood memories. And if we think about it, we are remembering what it felt like every time.
Yeah. I can't remember all of my gifts or schedules, but I can definitely remember when there was like tension among family members and people didn't want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm thinking of a time when this is a story about a dad who burnt the turkey.
Okay.
But he handled it so well that they ended up getting pizza, and it turned out to be just a great fun time.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't reactive, and that became an awesome memory for them that just stays with them. And that dad was able to absorb the situation, sort of transmute whatever he needed to, and give positivity back to the family.
Yeah. It's kind of like our job isn't to give our kids the perfect childhood, but our job is to give them as best of a regulated and positive system to develop in that we possibly can.
Yeah. I like that. It makes me think like children that talk about having a happy childhood, like are talking about how they felt around mom and their aunt and their school teacher. And they had like healthy, life-giving relationships. And tying this to a study I like to reference, people were interviewed when they were on their deathbed. So they knew they were dying. It was close. And they were, asking, do you have any regrets? Those sort of things to see if there was any commonalities. And all the time, the regret was, I wished I would have spent more quality time with my loved ones. And that quality time is not going to be like tense time, rush time, right? So if people that are dying all share that perspective, I'll probably think that too, right?
Yeah.
But let's learn from that. And maybe that's a different dimension altogether, but it does come back to the nervous system. If your nervous system's a wreck, you're going to be not creating spaces that are magical.
Right. And I think that is actually when an entire shift, I'm going off track here.
Okay.
Something that really woke me up in the trenches of postpartum, and picturing where I was in the house that we lived in years ago, was recognizing, and I still have to come back to this. We just talked about this today. Like, I'm not ashamed to say this is a struggle for me. Recognizing my expression of stress does impact other people. So is it my right to have that expression? Yes, it is, but kind of in isolation. Like, it's not my right to put that in other people's energy bubble. And that's how I try to explain things to our kids too. Like, at some point, if you're going to make a certain decision, you have to do it where you're not sucking all the air out of a shared bubble.
Yeah. And that's true. I like that. That's a good example. I don't want to go into the kid part too much because we'll get way off track.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think I love that. I think, people should feel like it's okay for them to be themselves. right, at home. But at the same time, there was a certain amount, I think of it as like self-restraint. Like something pops in my head to say to the kids because I'm really frustrated. And it would feel like cathartic to say that. But I know that the impact of that is not what I really want. That would cause kiddos to feel shame and disconnection, and that doesn't have good outcomes at all.
So finding a way for that to be cathartic.
Yes.
That's not your family and loved ones.
Right. They are the
really
closest.
Important.
Yeah. And they usually get it because they're the closest, right? That's whoever's closest to you usually catches your shit.
Yay. Gotta love it.
Nobody's not guilty of that. But I remember you wanted a rage room once.
Yes, still.
Okay. Maybe that's what our garage will become.
Yeah.
The garage.
The garage? I like it.
That is
Four Corners cool. Garage. Or no? Take that out?
Because the intersection?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it has to be a little more aggressive. Four Corners is like, yeah.
Okay, well,
whimsical.
I want the space to be called the intersection because I want people to like see it as an intentional intersection of their life where they come in and do life coaching or meditation and breathwork training with you or hot yoga with me. Like that's going to be that space. But we are talking about the holidays right now. And I wanted to say something directly to moms. Like, there is so much pressure to make the holidays magical, and
it's not real.
What do you mean?
No, it's felt, but I mean they're like cultural norms.
Yes,
they're not. They're not like a law of nature.
But like, choose your magic, choose your whimsy, choose the things for your family. And don't make it everything because you're going to see that your friend from high school did this and your friend from college did this and your friend from work did this. And oh my God, everybody must be doing everything. And here I am. And I haven't even done X, Y, and Z. It just feels so stifling.
Right. Yeah.
This like everything must be magical pressure.
Yeah.
It puts you in performance mode instead of having authentic present connection with your people.
Yeah. And this is normal for the holiday season. This is definitely a sort of common pattern, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So much of that.
But there are more, right?
There are more things that come up, like maybe you have some family dynamics.
Never.
Who doesn't? Like patterns that trigger these nervous system responses, and you're kind of feeling like you're 12 again. I just 2 clients that I talked to last week, we started to talk about kind of like maturity almost, like where are they operating out of? And it seems like during this time, a lot of people kind of regress in their way that they're showing up and responding.
Yeah, that makes it a little tougher. There's also financial stress.
There sure is.
And I mean, that creates an anxiety that's felt in the room.
Yeah, you like want to do everything for the kids and have that magic and all of that. But like if there's not an agreement or maybe there's not as much capacity to spend as there had been before, it comes with feelings, like complicated feelings for most people.
Just recently, the kids had asked me for something. When I say recently, within the last like few months.
Okay.
I would really love that. And then, the clothes too. And I got it. And then they ended up not liking it. Oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Yeah. And I'm like, whew, that was a stretch to pay for that thing.
Yes.
That was not in the budget.
That is painful.
And they don't even like it. Yeah. And so then that creates stress in your own system that you don't want to spill off over to them.
Right.
So you've got to do something.
And you also don't want them to continue the patterns of like scarcity or money awkwardness or not asking for what you really want and settling,
Right. Yeah.
Ugh. That part is messy. And additionally, it can sometimes be exacerbated by your schedule being completely off whack. We are like schedule people. I have come to own that It's
the
fine.
freedom of having an unregulated schedule leaves us being bad people.
Yeah, it just does not work. So we, like Christmas morning, it's like, how do we figure out how we both get some alone time before the wild stimulation of a buzzing morning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh, okay.
There is hope. Yeah. And really, I want to relist these just so like it's clear, because these are all holiday sort of specific. Like this is what to look out for, and then we're gonna talk about what you can do, because this isn't meant to be like, oh, it's so bad, we're all suffering, woo, not woo. What would you say? Whoa. Woe is me. Woo. I almost said woo is me. So
woo is me.
That's actually cool though. Yeah. So anyway, the everything has to be magical pressure. Don't let that get to you, right? That's what we're saying. We'll have some tools. The complication with family relationships, right? Like that is also a big nervous system trigger, probably one of the biggest, because they activate those old neural networks that you have grown up and left behind until you're back home, and then they come out, and that's not fun.
It can be fun. Let it be fun.
Yes.
It doesn't naturally feel fun, but
it's so weird to talk about this. Like I'm not trying to make it sound doom, because we're trying to have the bright side, but maybe we're talking too long on the problem, and we should then do problem solution.
Oh, okay. We can try that in the future. 2026 goals.
All right. So, but then, like there's just a lot coming at your nervous system, including, your bedtimes are off, you're too much sugar, just all the stuff, right?
Too many.
But the antidote to all of these is the same thing. First, it's awareness. Recognize that you're stressed. Recognize what you're stressing about. And once you see it, breathe. Like, obviously, you're already breathing, but bring your awareness to your breath and breathe through it. For me, it's a lot like yoga classes. If you've gone to a yoga class and they get you in this position that is like, oh my God, I cannot stand this. I cannot be in this for another second. And they're like, breathe through, breathe slowly in and slowly out. And magically that panic starts to go away, and you're like, oh, I am making it. Right? Yeah. And so when it's the same damn thing, like you're getting a barrage of political comments or whatever it is at the holidays, the body wants to react. If you know that that's what's happening, you can choose to focus on your breath instead.
It's like a split second that determines.
Right. It's that, like this, it's not normal. You have to build that up. That it's a skill.
I think, what we've taught before is you teach like first recognizing it, then building in a quick pause, and then using that pause to make a choice. Love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so just to be clear, the number one way parents, any family member really, can undermine the holidays isn't by burning one of the dishes or being late. It's letting dysregulated, overwhelmed energy spill into everything and everyone. And then, of course, the natural thing to do is act like it's not affecting it.
Hey there. We have a variety of ways that we support couples who are expecting, who are new parents, or who have little ones at home. And maybe this podcast episode will give you just what you need for your next step. But if you are left feeling like you'd like to go deeper into coaching and mentorship and education with us, you can visit postpartumtogether.com and look for the tab that says current offerings. Again, that's at postpartumtogether.com.
Anybody.
Yeah. And we're talking about this now because people snap when they've been maybe carrying the invisible prep for weeks. Maybe it's walking quickly and talking sharply and pretending you're fine and matching your partner's stress instead of
choosing to center yourself and make that choice. Maybe it's doing everything for yourself and then resenting everyone for not doing it or appreciating it or noticing it.
Yeah. Yep. It's becoming the grumpy grown-up at the holiday memory for your kids that they'll talk. Remember when was all grumpy? And
yeah. So that's what we want to avoid.
Yeah.
And give you this reminder that when you are running on empty, nobody gets the good version of you.
Right. Including yourself.
Including yourself, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what can we do?
Okay.
I will say, because a lot of times people feel the pressure when we have nervous system talk, you are not responsible to do this perfectly, right? Your job is more about learning how to show up with presence.
Okay, but your job is also not making everyone happy.
Right.
I see this a lot in women, and I don't know, maybe men, but in a different context that probably so.
Yes.
But you are not responsible for making everyone happy. You are responsible for not being the tornado, like the emotional tornado in the room, taking up all that shared space and sucking the energy and life out of something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So if the holidays feel heavy, that's normal. It's not failure. It's a sign that you're carrying too much all by yourself. And the goal isn't really to eliminate all stress. Yeah, right? The goal is to learn how to be steady through the stress. The steadiness is your regulated nervous system. And then if you have that kind of control, it becomes a thermostat for the room. Like an emotional thermostat. So it's like, hey,
totally.
If one person's chill, it's like, oh, we can be chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap this up with some practical tools for this week. Number one being literally a reset. 20, 30 seconds. You feel yourself heating up, go somewhere if you're able to. Bathroom, closet, car.
The sooner the better.
20 to 30 seconds of slow, deep breathing, a reset to say, like, I'm not going to let myself go off the course this way.
Right.
I got to stay in this. I got to make a decision. I got to be present. I got to get myself in line first.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, the earlier you catch it, the easier it is to course correct. And again, this is all like learned skills. So, but that tiny pause, like we're always putting the pause at the right place, which is before reactivity.
Yeah. Right.
And so that tiny pause lets you get out of fight or flight. And it's not about necessarily being calm all the time. This is about interrupting that spiral that wreaks havoc. So 20 seconds might seem like a lot when you're frustrated and you're just breathing, but it will buy you a lot of time in the future. It'll like save you from arguments and all the tension spilling over.
Buy yourself some time to proact instead of react.
Yeah.
You don't want to just walk away
that
from your partner and take a pause. That could feel like abandonment. That could feel like betrayal. That could feel lonely. So many different ways that can go for people.
Yeah.
So always offer some kind of connection when we're coming back to this. So this might be, I want to finish this conversation. I need a few seconds so I don't say something I'll regret.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm going to go take a walk around the yard.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 5 minutes and I'll be ready to respectfully get back to this.
Yeah. And this is sometimes when someone says, I need some time away so I don't say something I'll regret. That's a pretty honest statement. The person listening, sometimes that's enough to get them reactive. Like, well,
what do you want to say to me that you would regret, you turd face?
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Yeah. So sometimes I have found, depending on the company, maybe I will say, I'm not feeling like myself. I just want to go get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Right. And I do
I do
want to get
that.
fresh air, but I'm also.
Yeah. I'm not feeling like myself is like very much claiming responsibility for yourself and your intent to show up as best as you can.
Yeah.
It's a really respectful intent.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Now, if you're like, this is also a great card. This is just sort of like in the, I don't know what else to say, but just go to the bathroom, right? And when you're in there, that's your time to breathe. If you gotta go to the bathroom, do that too. Right.
If your partner uses this line, give them the respect, the pause. Do not chase the argument and chase them into a corner where they're going to spew out something so that you can then turn around and use that as ammunition. Right. Taking it slow might not have been the way you were raised or what you're used to, but it makes, again, space for proactivity instead of spending so much energy grasping for something to react to and just like scrapping along in an argument that is again, like we don't have the energy to waste.
Right. You're like reacting to each other's reactions in this like growing.
That's not even what I said. And you know, it's you like lose track.
Right. We all know this. We know this stuff sucks and we all want it to be better. Right. But yes, the time away is ideal. I like it's a setting change. You reconnect with your breath, you recenter. It is a reset. But it's also a good idea to like make a plan ahead.
Yes. Micro plans, little 5-minute check-ins with your partner before you go. Maybe you set a timer and you're like, we're going to be there in 10 minutes. What's one thing we're not sacrificing? What's one thing we do let go of? How do we get clarity on our priorities?
Yeah, that's going to prevent 80% of holiday stress and resentment.
We love preventing resentment.
Right. Clarity prevents chaos.
Okay. Good. And so this includes like sharing the load.
Yes.
Before you explode.
Yeah. True. Very true.
So stop waiting until you're resentful.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the list. I need you to take 2 things. Any 2, but I can't do all of it.
Right.
I'm going to pause and say that's not the long-term goal. The long-term goal is more and more proactive, collaborative teamwork.
Absolutely.
But this step, if you are in a place right now where you are probably a mother who feels like you're carrying 99% of the load, let's take the first step this season in your partner owning some things that come out.
And this list idea is great. I remember the first time Chelsea just verbally listed all the things that she was responsible for. And I was blown away. I couldn't even believe a human was able to keep track of all of that. I felt like I was struggling just with what I had. And so a lot of times the mom's partner doesn't know, and writing the list out, showing it visually without like, you're not trying to start an argument, but you are being very realistic about these are the things that need done right now. I'm covering all of these, which is too much. I need you to pick 2 and
Yeah. And this is why we have a mental load brain dump document. We have a holiday version and a regular OG version that can be available in the show notes. But to go back to what we were saying, I have learned that creating a list of resentments in my brain and silently carrying them, hoping that my huffing and puffing would help you to read all of those things scrolling through my brain like an announcement bar. And that did not work. Because really this isn't about one person doing more so the other can do less.
Right. It's about balancing the load.
Right. And both of you recognizing you are building this climate together.
Yeah, absolutely. When one partner regulates or takes initiative on making a list, it's going to help the other partner. you both win when one of, it's a lot of winning. It can be a win-win.
It can be a lot of winning and not a lose-lose. Like
Right.
when there's grace, even for the clumsy attempts, you can stay steady together enough to keep showing up and trying.
Yeah. That's
what we do. We show up and keep trying.
Right. And it works. It's not something you make the decision to do and then you're perfect at it.
Right.
Right. It's when you enter into parenthood, it is a transformation for mom and dad.
For better or for worse, you kind of have to.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, like you think about stem cells and then they have like these exomes that give them directions, or like the caterpillar that turns into goo and then becomes a butterfly.
I get that one.
Well, it's similar when you become a parent. Like if you haven't had, just, for the guys, if you haven't had a rite of passage into manhood, your last stop is, that's it. Like when you have a kid, you're a parent, right? Like it is time to really transition to being an adult, right? And I don't mean that in a mean way. For those that anticipate that, it's, it goes a lot more smoothly.
Mm-hmm. So as, we head into Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year and a big holiday season, as you're looking at all of your checklists.
You're saying heading into, we're in it. We're past Thanksgiving.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Pause maybe today and ask yourself, what do I want my kids to feel this year?
Yeah. Lead with that. Even if it means ditching traditions, right? Not, depends on how important it is to the rest of your family, but at least your core family, even if it means lowering expectations before you walk away, or rather before you walk into.
Yeah, let's try to do this before you walk in.
Yes.
As you're stomping out.
Before you walk away, but before you walk into any holiday gathering, finish this sentence. The version of dad or mom I want to be today is kind, patient, caring,
silly.
Loving. Yeah.
Not the stressed one or reactive one or one whose kids do everything perfectly at the dinner table one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Steady, present one.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to know that value and lead with that feeling more than you lead with all the check marks and all the to-dos.
Yeah.
Because I hate to break it to you, but your kids are probably not going to remember if you bought the organic wrapping paper this year.
They sure as hell won't.
Or if the meal was homemade or catered by Ray Ray's barbecue. They're also not going to remember if you got everything done on your list.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll remember the tone of the room, whether people had warmth and safety, the way the day was paced, like the feel of the day, in the way that the adults responded when things went any certain way.
Yeah. I think what is really hopeful about this is that you can create that tone without a bar of like perfection.
Yeah. You can shift energy with tiny choices. Today, tomorrow, throughout the day, the entire holiday season, right? It's one step at a time. If you catch yourself getting worked up, it's not failure. There's no shame. That's just, think of it as information. Notice it. Take a breath, settle. That's what steady looks like. Not never struggling, but catching yourself and choosing to return to who you really want to show up as.
That's good. That's really good. For those of you who are new here, if this hits home, like, don't do this alone, clenching your teeth.
Right.
We made, right before this, a 10-day holiday mental load series.
Yes.
Short videos to walk you through every part.
Yeah. And these are real life things, right? You can watch them in the car, during nap time, maybe while you wrap presents.
Yeah. So we're going to cover, or we already did, cover things like boundaries, emotional regulation, sharing the load, navigating family expectations, all those things that make or break the vibe.
Yeah. So start with day 1. We have 10 days worth.
Yep.
And sometimes they get out of order because of the internet.
They should be in order.
They should be.
The interwebs are working today, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. But this will make this season lighter for you and everyone that lives with you. And it's going to allow you to enjoy more.
Right. All right. Happy holiday, friends.
Yeah. Let's not F this one up.
Did you have any aha moments or helpful reframes that came from this episode? If so, would you take a minute to lift us up and leave a review or a comment on the podcast page? It's hard for me to ask this, but I know it's so helpful for us as we reach more and more families and make the world a better place, starting in our own homes. So again, if something stuck out to you, if you are sending this to your partner so that you can have a conversation, or if there was a helpful tip you're going to employ in your own life, take a moment, leave a review, and let's keep the conversation going.